Hello guys, I'm Matt from Paintcademy.com, and today I would like to show you the simplest way to highlight given surface. This is my go-to technique for highlighting, and I'm using it like 90% of the time. Of course, there are some exceptions, but if I don't have any particular idea how to do highlighting on something, I'm just go with it. And as usual, the most important detail to get right is the paint consistency. When you get the paint consistency right, everything will be much easier, and not only in this technique but in anything else. So there is a link in the description box to my article about testing the right paint consistency, so be sure to check that out. Okay, so we have the base layer on the model, and now we need to start highlighting, and we just pick any type of brighter color than the base, and we are doing like these slow brush strokes from the darkest place to the lightest place, because when you are ending the brush stroke there and the paint accumulate, and this spot will be much brighter than that when you are starting the brush stroke. And you really need to be like persistent and do the same brush strokes movements on the same area all the time. So when you get the one layer, when you proceed to the second layer, you need to follow up with the brush strokes you made before. So don't try to be all over the place, just follow the movements you started with. And it's a little bit of manual skill, so you won't get it right for the first time, or maybe you do, but you shouldn't expect that necessarily. So give yourself a little bit of time to train this, but it's very good technique to train because you will use it all the time. And about the paint consistency, the further you go with the highlighting, the more thick paint you will use. So you will start with very thin paint, very watered down paint, and you are just doing the brush movements. And when you do the next step with the brighter paint, you will use a little bit thicker paint. And at the end, at the edges, you can use very thick paint, and that will be like your final move and like the cherry on the top. And notice that I'm not doing the edge highlighting right away. I'm doing like the few train movements before I proceed to do the edge highlighting. So it's like it isn't very necessary, but it's good at first when you don't have the skill to do proper edge highlighting. It's good to make like few train movements before you do the edge highlighting with actual paint. So train that and you will get better, and you should avoid some of the mistakes just by training more movements with each brush stroke. And that's all. That's everything you need to know. You just need to train this technique, and when you get it right, you will use it all the time. So it's very good to know that. And if you have any questions, just write the comment below, and see you next time. Cheers!